Okay, we are live. Let me just see. Yes, we're live. Brilliant. Let me get the link. Oh, I'll put it in the Discord.
Bet I got it here.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah, I just went to your channel. You have it like the U20 World Cup talk, Blue Lock discussion,
Yeah, yeah,
that thing, right? Yeah.
yeah. Okay, nice. Okay, we're live. Yo, Emerald Ace.
What's up, Emerald?
All good, man. How are you, bro? How are you, Emerald? Nice and early. Just I'll give it a minute. Get some. See who else rolls through. Yes, BioShell XL. Oh, what? Nomura does tweets.
Yeah.
Oh, what did he say?
He was saying that he couldn't push the um he couldn't push out the chapter because of health and like other things he needed to do.
Ah, really?
Yeah.
Ah, okay, okay,
I can read the whole tweet here. I saw it on my thing a minute ago.
okay.
Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, ba-dum, bum.
Damn, I hope he's
Oh,
good, man.
might be
I
a
hope
weird
it's
question. Just
yeah.
gonna ask it real quick. Um, I'm looking at like your avatars for like your videos. Why
Hmm.
do none of them have the same color beanie that you do in your profile picture?
Right. So I've this one, the one with the orange beanie.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty much the one of the original ones I made. And then I actually swapped it out for the pink beanie later on. And in my videos, I always use the pink beanie one because I've just got like all the different expressions in that colorway. And then this one, I've only got this one express. Well, I think I've got two or three expressions in this one. So I use this one for the streams. So the orange beanie for the streams, and then the pink one for the all the videos.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
Yeah, just just a little
Um, I have the tweet here. Nomura
okay.
said Wednesday is the magazine release date. Normally it would be published, but this week's Blue Log is on hiatus due to my poor health, various tasks piling up, and unexpected events. I'm really sorry to everyone who was looking forward to this week, so I couldn't handle everything that came my way. Thank you again. I'll see you next week.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh, nice, nice, nice. No,
Leo's
no,
here.
that was about this week, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that was
Okay,
about
Leo.
this previous weekend.
Oh,
Yeah,
wait,
real subtle,
wait.
Leo.
Okay, let me just let me get Leo up here, and then we can start. We can do introductions and get going. Yeah, I mean, you sound good. You sound good.
You sound clearer than normal. Did that mic finally come in?
It has arrived, but I'm not really using it right now.
Gotcha.
Okay. Okay, we
Actually,
got
I'm planning
Leo
to
up
buy
here.
another one. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, to just address what I said, we are getting leaks this upcoming weekend. He was talking about last weekend. So
Hmm.
last weekend when we didn't get a chapter for an unknown reason, because everyone was like, "Wait, we're on break now." No one said we were on break. Um, he's making a tweet in response to that because the magazine drops on Wednesday, like officially for Japan, I believe, like the
Yeah.
full release magazine. Um, so he was basically saying, "Oh, it you're not getting Blue Lock this Wednesday because of the stuff, but next chapter, which we'll be getting leaks Friday night, Saturday morning, depending on your time zone, is when we'll see them."
Okay. Okay. Okay, that's
How we
brilliant.
feeling about that Loki cover though?
One sec.
Oh,
I'm going to introduce us, and then we'll get into it. Yeah. Um.
Alright,
Yo, what's good,
I'll
everyone?
mute myself.
Yo, what's good, everyone? It's your boy Raito Six, and welcome to the locker room. Um, no chapter this week, so straight through. We're just gonna go through a bunch of discussions, answer some questions. If you guys got any questions you'd like to ask, but yeah, just to start off with, what's good, Ilyas? What's good, Nightwolf? Sky Dragon? What's good, Junior? What's good, Emerald? What's good? It's good to see you
Yeah,
guys
shout out
again.
Emerald.
Good to see you guys again in the chat. And I'm gonna let the guys introduce themselves. We're going to start off with Leo.
Yeah, what's good everyone? My name is Leo. I don't really got nothing interesting, but I'm just a dude that makes BLUELOCK videos. Sometimes I don't really upload as much, but yeah, that's pretty much me.
Yes. And of course we've got Aero Assassin with us, but he's off
Who
camera
is
right
not
now.
here?
hello.
He's right there.
He's just waving.
You guys know him though. He's always here. He's the one with the
Another
brains.
OG.
But
Not
yeah,
gonna lie,
man,
this man goes crazy.
we're here to talk some Blue Lock. We're here to talk some we've
Oh,
got another one incoming.
We're
But
here
we're
to
here to
talk
talk
shit
some
about y'all haters. Yes,
we're
everyone's
not
sir.
pulling up.
we're here to talk some Blue Lock. And one sec, let me just get Lexi up here and then we can start. Uh just bear with me one sec, guys.
Wait, what culture or what country is Lexius from again? From his accent,
From
I think he's
Eng
Arab.
England.
America.
England.
I was close. You can be heard.
Yeah, I can hear
Oh, no, no, you can't be. You do not have permission to be heard. Everyone,
you.
remove. Everyone, don't
Hey,
hear him. It's against the law to hear him. Do not hear him.
I
Remember.
seem broken.
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you. Right, so Lexio, just introduce yourself, the last one.
Hi, I'm Lexio Blackman. I do live content on BLUELOCK.
Brilliant.
Hooah.
And now, yes, let's get into it. I think we wanted to talk about the new cover for the volume where we get to see Loki with his what do you call it? What would you guys call it? His shackles, his
Let me.
It's
ego.
still. It's still the. It's
What?
still the lock. It's still the lock and chain. Like
Yeah,
it's still what
Lock
it is.
chains.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
No,
still
for
a
like
lock
the
and chain.
But is there like a name for it, like a specific name for it?
Like what Loki's was.
No, no, just like in general, the chain that they
Yeah,
have
they're
around their neck.
shackles.
Yeah, it's a
They're called
shackle.
shackles.
Okay, okay.
I
Those
mean, what it shows
and
around his neck is not really unlike other BLUELOCKers, it's not tightened around his neck, it's like surrounding him instead.
Yeah,
yeah, his is a little bit looser. It doesn't look fully
And
connected.
like for the chain that's making the ball, I think it's like represents a thunderball. Like like if you like search up what thunderball looks like, and you know that there's a ball in the center, and there's like
Hmm.
lightning circling around it. I think that's what it means.
Okay, but if you look at it,
I
it's
don't know how
got
to
it's
describe it.
it's got like lines, which I think represent like rays of light. So because I think his whole thing is light.
Yeah, like what it really seems like is like the whole thing of like Loki and like the blue lock thing, like the lock itself. The lock is supposed to like the chain and their lock is supposed to represent them and their ego and
Hmm.
such. But I feel the difference with Loki's here is that because Loki's lock and shackle is essentially like exposed there, right? It's kind of saying like 'cause he's not in blue lock, right? He's already got to the world stage, and I'm pretty sure that's what the ball on the end is. It's literally just a soccer ball
Hmm.
that's shaped from the chains and such. But because he's not in Blue Lock, he's not chained up and locked down like the rest of the Blue Lockers are, who are still trying to awaken their ego and such. Loki's already there. But
Okay.
it's bad. When I saw this, my first thought was, oh, that's really cool. My first thought was, this reminds me of Jesus Joestar from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and I hate that it did. The Crown of Thorns, that's all I could
Bro.
think of. I'm like, that's all. I can't see
What I
anything
got from
aside from that.
this, what I got from this was Wakanda forever.
That too. That too. That too. Are you? I'm not gonna do it. I was gonna say something like, no, I'm not saying that.
Which one? What was you gonna say?
No, I'm not saying.
I could try and say it for you.
What's
I
not
can't.
racist? It's not like
Yeah,
it's gonna be. It's not gonna be like. It's not like
but
it's
you,
racist if I
it's
say it. It's just
the accent. You're trying to get the accent in it.
no. I'm
Oh,
just trying to word. I'm trying to word it correctly.
okay.
I'm like,
But
yeah.
yeah,
And I was like, I realized that wouldn't be funny, so I just didn't say it.
but yeah, no, it's yeah for me. It's like rays of light. Um, and obviously he's got the whole Godspeed thing going down. So because we've seen it now, do you think that he's gonna play a part in the next arc or no? Do you think we're gonna have to wait to see him again?
I mean, probably not next arc, but he's in the World Cup. Yeah, sure. It all just depends on
I
if
think
you believe the World Cup to be the next arc. I think
I
Okay,
think
that's
he's
the
gonna play a part in the U20 World Cup, but not the full-on World Cup.
that's what I'm
really.
implying.
Oh, so you think the U20 and not the real World Cup?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really? Oh, I thought it'd be the other way around. I thought he'd play a
no,
part
No.
in
because
the
What?
real one.
he's gonna be like the final boss of the U20 World Cup, and then we're gonna get to the actual World Cup where they're gonna face
No.
Lavinho and Snuffy and stuff, and then when they get to France, realistically, when you've got Noel Noah on the French team, Loki's just sort of a backup dancer.
Yeah.
I
Okay,
mean, he's like the second hack to the whole thing.
okay.
He's like
I
another
mean,
cheat code against with Noah.
yeah. That the speed is ridiculous, man. That's that's not like that's nowhere near accurate. The speed that guy goes at.
Yeah,
Um,
Ariel, you know, the whole thing is Ariel still holding on to that new Gen 11 title for Loki. You still holding on to that, Ariel?
I'm not holding on to the title that I think he's New Gen 11 because I know he isn't. I'm just saying, like, if you were to give him the title, it wouldn't be out of place. He meets all the
mm,
requirements still. I mean, like you're saying, like I hold on to the title, like we've gotten so much new information.
I'm not saying in a negative way. I'm just saying if you still holding on to it, like if you think it's going to
I
happen
mean,
eventually.
no, I don't think it's gonna happen. I just think if it does happen, I'm not entirely shocked.
I
Like
feel like
that wasn't even really my main point. If it happens, it fits. Loki meets all the requirements that every other New Gen 11 does. Awesome. He's better than all of them. Cool. Doesn't mean anything. Like
yeah, I think
if he
Loki's
earns the title,
already
it fits.
went
But
too far to be a new Gen 11. He's already too good.
well, again, it's not a level of skill. The New Gen 11 isn't a
Mm.
level of skill, though. That's the thing. What
No, I know,
people
but
forget, it's not a skill level. It's a title. Do you meet the requirements to earn the title? Awesome. Like if you
I
do,
more so meant I feel like he's already went beyond the point where if he were to earn the title, he'd earn a better title.
yeah, for me, he's beyond New
Mm.
Gen 11, though, isn't he? Yeah.
well, the
I
thing
mean,
is,
in a
New
way,
Gen
it's
11 's not.
really.
It's not that though. Like I don't get it. Like what would be a better title? Realistically, what fits
World
a
class,
better
innit?
title?
Is that not the next one up?
Well, the thing with world class is that New Gen 11 is essentially world class of the next generation,
Mm,
right?
Yeah.
And sure, Loki's
I get
playing in the old generation, sure, but that doesn't mean he's not a next generation superstar. Like
yeah.
Noah and Snuffy, they're all like a. I'm pretty sure Snuffy's 2 decades older than Loki is. Like
Mm,
Yeah. No, look,
Noah's like
Snuffy's like
30.
38.
Noah's like
Yeah,
just under
Noah's
Snuffy's
30 years
38.
old. When they're all retired, Loki will still be playing. Like normally. He'll be
yeah.
playing when they retire fully, like when they drop out, he will now be becoming their current age. So he'll be
Nah, no
playing
one ain't
in the
retiring,
new
bro.
generation or now current generation. So it's like
Okay.
Like, he's a current superstar, but he's also a superstar of the incoming
the
generation.
next generation, yeah. All right. Okay, that goes into my question then. In the U20 World Cup, I want you guys to come up. How many games? I think it's around 7 games in the World Cup.
Okay, no, before, I mean like
I
counting
I,
down to 100 days.
I feel
Uh,
no. I feel it's
I'm
about
pretty sure
7 games.
it's around a 16, isn't it? What's
16.
I looked up World Cup bracket 2022, and it gave me the bracket. It says round of 16, quarterfinals,
Oh
semifinals,
yeah, yeah.
finals. That's 4
Round.
games.
Yeah, so that's 4 games.
No, not all. Snuffy's 38 actually. Noah's 31.
Okay.
Okay,
Snuffy's
No, I'm
still.
just saying
38.
that they're not.
Well, yeah, Snuffy's older,
Yeah,
but
so
still.
he's well, he's 20 years older than Loki, isn't he?
Yeah. Loki's
Yeah.
17, Snuffy's 38, 21 years. He's literally over double his age.
Okay, so so
Snuffy
so
could get a
say
drink when Loki was coming out of the womb.
so in the World Cup, normally how it works, I don't know how the U20 is gonna work, but normally there's group stages and then you go into the round of 16. Um, so I think in the group stages, I think it's 4 teams in each group. Uh,
Yeah, it is.
and so
It's the same in the
yes,
U20. I've just pulled up the 2023 U20 World Cup.
yeah, so that would make around 7 games, right? So in those 7 games, I'd like for us to speculate who we think, what countries we think we're gonna face in those 7 games, and then who we're gonna face in the finals. Because I think everyone pretty much has an idea who's gonna be the final
I mean,
team.
mm,
So
I
Yeah,
mean,
so
France
in the
could be
group
the final
stage,
team. I don't know.
so
in the
so
group
so start
stage,
off with the final because I think
group
we
had
all pretty much have an idea of the final. Who do you guys think is gonna be?
Nah, fool, bro. When did Leo get in there? Nah, fool.
It'd have to be France or Germany, right?
I
Like,
mean, what do you
depending on
mean,
which
Germany?
Can Noah not play for Germany, right? He can't play for Germany.
No, no,
no, he's French.
Okay, then
No,
so
he's
he'd
France.
only have
He's
to play
France.
for. And this is for the final World Cup, or are we talking
no,
U20?
no,
Because if we're
no. I'm
talking
talking about
U20,
I'm talking about
U20.
U20, but the U20 finals. I think everyone's pretty much.
would you rather, okay, let me ask you this. Would you rather Isagi face Kaiser and Loki separately, so he plays a game against Kaiser facing Germany, and then he faces Loki, not in that order? Or would you think it'd be more hype to see Kaiser and Loki face each other?
I'd love to see Kaiser and
Mm,
Loki face each other personally. I think that would be sick.
I think starting at the finals is a bit of an issue because we don't. I think everyone needs to properly establish who they think the teams in the finals would be.
I mean, because I'm starting at the final because the final is gonna be. I unless you guys don't think Japan are reaching the finals.
I don't.
I mean, the weirdest.
You
I mean, the
don't.
weirdest thing is like,
In the
Ooh.
U20 World Cup, I don't think Japan's reaching the finals.
Why?
Really?
GG's.
Sorry, did someone say
Predicted the
something?
whole story.
Yeah, why? Why?
Nah, you
What's your reasoning? Why
Oh,
don't you think they would?
and no, you see, right. I think it's going to be a big moment of sort of Japan reaching the semi-finals and sort of obviously they're going to do well. They're going to be one of the best teams there. But I do believe that they in the semi-finals they will the Blue Lockers won't lose first round. Sorry, comment.
This
But yeah,
damn.
well,
no, I believe that they'll get to the semi-finals and they'll likely be playing either France or Germany.
Hmm.
hmm
And I
So
think
they
that
face.
whichever team they play against, I feel like they're more likely to face off against Germany. And
mhm.
I feel
I
like
mean, Kaiser and
they
Well,
I
Kaiser
feel
isn't
like they're
inherently on
going
that team, is he? Like he's on a club team right now. He isn't inherently going to be representing them.
no, but we know he is representing Germany because he is
Germany.
a German U20 player. Like we know that for a
That's
fact.
yeah, like obviously, but it's a matter of like none of the new Gen 11s themselves have ever been confirmed that they would be representing their country in the world in
Don
the U20
Lorenzo,
World Cup.
Don Lorenzo was said to have represented his country before.
Really?
At one
When?
point, was
I don't ever
I
remember
swear to
reading
God
that.
he was said. I swear to God that was said. I could just be mistaken. But I couldn't.
But
I swear.
I'm
Usually
sure
the topics
I'm
are not.
sure they will represent their
Wha-
countries though.
Yeah,
Kaiser,
obviously.
yeah.
But it's like for example, I'm just gonna throw this out there. Let's say Barou doesn't want to play for Japan or the U20 team.
Hmm.
Or it's a bad example. Like Sai. Let me use Sai.
Yeah.
For example,
Yeah.
Sai's not inherently going to play for Spain or represent Spain, right?
Hmm.
Even if I don't think he could.
He can't right now. He
He'd
might
have to
be
get a
able to
passport.
like.
He's at the
It's
no.
like
He's at the age right now,
he has to
correct?
get
Wait,
He's
didn't
at
you
the
know?
But
age.
currently
Wait,
working on.
he'd have to change
his
nationality.
dream isn't. I'm again. I don't know much about actual football, but he said his dream was to win the Champions League. Is the Champions League not just like a club league
Yeah, it's a
thing?
club level. Yeah, club level.
It is.
The
So
club league. Yeah.
so he technically has no intention of representing Japan or Spain at the national level.
Yeah, yeah,
Like he
yeah.
has no
At the
intention of
moment,
doing that at all.
Yeah,
he
as of
hasn't
right now.
shown any intention. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean,
but
after the
I
NEL
think
arc, you might have
so.
some level of interest in it.
So are we so apart from Lexio, are we in agreement that the likely opponent in the finals is going to be France?
Maybe. I
U20
mean,
or
like they're the big
U20
boss.
or specify
U20,
U20, right?
U20, or is it Germany and then France in
I mean,
the
when we
actual
look
World
at
Cup?
Germany, I mean, they only got like Kaiser and this. When we look at France, I mean, we got Loki.
Well, Ness
I
probably
don't know
won't
if no
do it.
one's.
Ness won't play.
You don't think Ness will play?
Ness could play.
Ness could play, but like he's not playing. Like Kaiser and him aren't pretty much ever going to play together again. At least like not on the terms they were before. Like if they are playing, it's because they're forced on a team together.
Yeah,
And when looking at what Ness can do, like obviously you'd want Kaiser for that team, right? Like a nationally representative
Yeah.
team. But
but
would they
Ness
really
can do.
want Ness?
I
Yeah,
feel like Ness is
Ness
I
almost
Ness.
mean,
guaranteed to at least be on the bench.
So you see, for me, I see Ness as Germany's Hiori. He's the one that will be doing the passes and all that stuff. I think we didn't get to see much of that because of the way he played with Kaiser. But I can see Ness being a valuable player for Germany.
Yeah, but it's like okay. Here's the thing. The argument though is that like Germany soccer and Japanese soccer are different. Like Ego says, even Japanese soccer is second rate, right?
Hmm.
Implying that other countries are not, right? And Germany's Germany's considered to be one of the top 5 football clubs or countries in Europe, right? And Bayern Munchen's its strongest club, right?
Yeah.
If their like existence of football and soccer in that country is already really good, right?
Hmm.
Who's to say that they would pull Kaiser and Ness from
Hmm.
Bayern Munchen to plan that team, as
Yeah.
opposed to just pulling Kaiser because they likely already have a really good midfielder
Yeah.
No, I know.
on their
That's
team.
what I'm saying. I don't think Ness is going to start, but I think he'll get subbed on into the game at some point because I think he's going to be on the bench.
I just wouldn't want to
Okay.
see them work. I just don't want to see Kaiser and Ness work together. I feel like it kind of just disregards their development.
I mean, they
Like
wouldn't
I
Ness is
don't
slowly
think.
necessarily
starting
No,
to
here's the
have
thing.
to work together.
I don't
Um,
think they have to work together. I mean, Ness can dribble on his own. He doesn't have to rely on Kaiser anymore.
Yeah,
If
but
he
if you're
does get
pulling
that
him onto the
development,
Germany team, you're gonna expect him to work with Kaiser. Like if you're pulling Ness
well,
and Kaiser, you're pulling them both with the intent of them working
Not
together.
I
necessarily
mean,
to
it
just.
depends.
if
Not restrictively,
if
like they're required to work together, but you're pulling them on with the intention that they're going to link up in some way.
But
And
you've
even
got
Ness
you.
said, like, goodbye to the me who thought he could be the best alongside you. And I feel like if he pulls on to that national team, it's kind of like you're
But.
still kind of being the best alongside him with
Mhm.
the intent to win the game and by
But we've
passing to him and such.
but the
Like,
Ness's development shows that he's got his own ego. So I think from this point forward, he's gonna be using his own ego to play. Even if Kaiser is on the pitch, I don't think Ness will be
Yeah, I
fixating
think it's
on
just going
Kaiser
to become
anymore.
Kaiser being another player to him.
Another player, yeah.
I
I would
mean,
just
if
be
we look
interested
at
if
it
they.
since
Yeah, I mean, I think it'd be
go
better
ahead,
if
Aaron.
only one of them was pulled. Either Ness or Kaiser. Honestly, I think I'd prefer Ness. Honestly.
I think Kaiser's got to be there though.
No, but like
He's
No,
got to
I
I,
be
think
no, I
there.
Ness would
think
be cool. I think it would be cool to have Ness play for the U20 and then have Kaiser in the actual World Cup. Same way that Loki's playing for the national team.
Mm.
Like, give it a year or
Mhm.
two. Like the U20 World Cup, right? Let's assume they do this and then they do another World Cup. What's the time? Like, what's the gap between U20 and official? Like, what? Like, legitimately.
I mean,
It
Two,
should.
three
in the
years?
whole reason of
Is it 2 years?
wasn't the
I
whole
thought it
ending
was.
of.
It's within the same year, no? Is it not?
No, definitely not.
I mean,
When was
I'm
the...
confused in a way.
Okay, wait.
Huh?
So the U20 World Cup we are assuming is taking place in the 2019 U20 World Cup, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
So so
I
the
don't think they
actual...
specify a time. Did they ever specify a date? I think they just
Nope,
they just.
never.
I don't think a date
NATO,
specified. People just
zero.
assume that it's just like it's 2018 because that's
Yeah,
when the
no,
manga was
Yeah,
obviously,
yeah,
released.
but
But
the
like,
yeah.
reason I'm stating 2019 is for an example, because then the next World Cup to take place was 2022. The next
Ah,
U20 World
really?
Cup was 2023. So no matter what, like
Also,
unless this is
there'll be like a
going to
2 year
take
gap,
place in
3 year gap.
the... Yeah, unless this is going to take place in the 2025 U20 World Cup, then I guess 2026 is when the next actual World Cup is. But I don't feel like we'd see that at all.
I
I feel
think
like it's
that
more likely going
that's
to be
more.
meant to be one of the past ones because of the
do you
timeline.
think? Do you
I
think
think it's
like
more likely to be a year later though.
I
question?
feel like it's more likely to be 2 years.
Blue Lock only hijacked the U20 team, right? So there's technically still a Japan national team, unless I'm just
Yes.
mistaken.
No, 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 no.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
you are
yeah, yeah,
correct.
yeah. There's a national team, so like open age level, and so the main national team, and then they've just
Weird,
taken
but
over
I
the
never.
U20.
Do you
I
think
mean,
then at
wouldn't
that
they be
point
shown somewhere in
after
the story?
do you think that at that point when if they do the U20 World Cup, they'll do a huge time jump to the next World Cup where then you'll only have a select few blue lockers like Isagi,
No,
Rin,
I think
Sai, Bachira, Chigiri, maybe Kunigami just for the Egoist 4 popularity, Barou, like do you think they would be pulled from that U20 to play for the actual national team and play in the
Mm.
normal World Cup, assuming that there is like this huge gap in the timeline? Like,
no, I think we're gonna see some club games, and then I think we're gonna see a moment where the Blue Lockers, coached by Ego, go against the national team, coached by whoever their coach is, and given the fact of out of the two teams, if Ego wins, he becomes the national coach.
So,
If the other guy wins, he just
like,
gets his pick of the Blue Lockers to join the team. And obviously, Ego's going to win, and then he's going to probably kick off some of the Blue Lockers for some of the players who are actually decent, like defensive players and stuff. But I feel like majority it's still going to be Blue Lockers because we've developed way too much of the Blue Lock cast for it to just fucking most of them be gone for whole new players and like what's going to be the final arc.
Mm.
it then
Yeah.
worries me. Are they gonna
oh,
just cut it after? They
wait,
might even just cut it after the U20s, which would suck.
Honest,
go back.
I
But
don't
like,
I don't think
honestly,
so.
I
I
Alright,
could
don't
see
think
that
so.
and I would hate it.
no,
alright,
that's what
sorry.
worries me though. Like,
Hold
does it
up.
not worry you guys as content creators for this
Yo,
kind of thing? Like,
yo, Lexo,
damn,
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, yo,
they
Lexo,
might
Lexo,
cut the series at that point. Like, it
Lexo,
Wait.
worries me. I hope they don't. But like,
Go on,
Leo?
Leo. Go on.
Lexo. Yeah, my bad, but I didn't hear jack shit that you just said, bro. You talk way fast. I didn't even process what you were saying. Come
Leo,
again? I'm sorry,
he
bro.
talks fast. You talk faster than him. What do you mean?
Bro, no, I literally did not process anything you just said. I swear to God.
I feel like Lexio talks
Okay,
fairly
so
slow, like clear, concise. Make sure each
I
word is
try
like
to talk
properly pronounced.
slower so that people can
He uses
understand.
a lot of big words. My dumb ass can't process it. I'm sorry.
So I think that what was my train of thought about again? Because we went onto a new topic.
Ego
So I
being
need...
national name.
Oh yes, I
Yeah, you
think
can
that
switch to the new
there
topic.
is
Yeah.
going to be the coach of the national team after some club games for like an arc. There's going to be the coach of the national team with the current national team of Japan versus Ego and his Blue Lockers. And I think it's going to be a circumstance of if the coach of the national team wins, he stays the coach and he'll just take the pick of the Blue Lockers to join the national team. And if Ego wins, he'll become the new national team coach, and then Ego would probably mix the teams of Blue Lockers and national players. More likely than not, only a few national players will even stay because for it being the final arc, we've already developed the cast way too much for most of the cast to just disappear
Yeah,
for brand
I
new
would.
characters for the last arc of the series.
I do think we're gonna get the proper proper World Cup
Yeah,
arc.
apparently,
I
I don't know if this is correct. It says for the World Cup you can have from 23 to 26 players.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
maybe pull three of the good, pull a maybe pull a defender or a goalie, midfielder. And honestly, no, I would say no to the midfield, assuming like because again, my theory, if they win the U20 World Cup, that's enough reason for Sai to come and represent Japan.
yeah.
Mhm.
So Sai
I
as a
think
midfielder,
Sai's
pull a
coming to
defender, a
represent
goalie, and
in the
maybe
actual World Cup no matter
pull
what.
a defender and a goalkeeper, maybe. Like, because if Sai comes back, that's one more, a defender and a goalkeeper to sub out Audio and Nico to have Aiku there.
Yeah.
I think that's
I think just with the brutality of Blue Lock, though, there will be a couple players who do get kicked off who were like Blue Lockers. Like,
I hope
there will
so.
be a couple players who might be alive right now that won't maintain their relevance to the
no,
regular
sorry.
World Cup.
Sorry, who said that? What?
Yeah, who said that? Who would ever say that, Arrow?
Who would ever say that? Also, by the way, how do you
Okay.
feel now? Game's over. We have all the feats from the P.X.G game. You still confident that Nanase is
I
going to survive? You still confident?
um I played the fifth.
Hmm.
Mm,
Isn't that just like an
No, I've
admission of
got
guilt
faith.
at that point?
I've
Isn't
got
like
faith.
taking the
I've
fifth
got
just
faith.
like isn't pleading? No, seriously, isn't pleading the fifth just like a yeah? I take the guilty charge or something. I don't know.
yeah,
Well,
because you incriminate yourself, innit?
aha! What do you have to
I'm
say
pretty sure
now?
pleading the fifth is basically saying you won't say anything that will incriminate you of a different
Yeah,
crime.
yeah,
Which is basically saying you did commit another crime that they know nothing about.
for sure.
Mm. Have you been secretly
Yeah,
sneaking steroids into Nanase's water bottle? What have you been doing to him?
I have, little did you know, I'm actually making a bid on Nanase with
Mm.
in all my life savings to try and make this.
Okay,
Here is your
so
20 million yen bid. It only applies for 2 months because I'm broke as fuck.
I'm
That's all you
almost
alright,
get.
broke.
so apart from Germany and France, who else do we think we're gonna see in this World Cup?
Spain.
Spain?
Yeah,
Argentina.
we're gonna see like Spain, Argentina, the UK, the USA. Most like big name countries are gonna show up in my
I
opinion.
would hope
No,
we
but
we
remember,
don't
there's only
see.
7 games.
I would hope we don't see from them though. Like I don't want to see from the UK. No offense. I don't want to see
Really?
from. Yeah,
Oh, mate.
I think like who are we gonna see? We know the UK or like Munchen City was all about like physicality and such, but I feel like there's so many other countries that could represent that better. For example, the
Yeah, no,
USA is
100%.
all about overcompensation. Like overcompensation, violence. I'm pretty sure that's all the US is known for.
Yeah, I don't
So
think we'll
like
see much of the US
I
I
think
feel like
Argentina,
the
Spain,
reason I
unless
was
it.
France,
naming these
Germany, like those are good.
are you
Mm,
asking who we think Japan is gonna play?
yes, yes, just who Japan could play. Yeah,
I feel like the USA
I
is
actually
inevitable
have
though, right? Like
yeah, no,
really.
100%. I
have
actually have a
we
strong theory on this.
I mean,
have we
I
seen
feel like
anything on the USA before? Like in
nah,
series, seriously. I don't think we've seen a single
no.
thing on the USA.
I
nah.
feel like in the U20 World Cup, their group game is going to feature because their group could be literally anyone. So I feel like countries that could possibly feature, in my opinion, China, Portugal, the USA or the UK. Um, there is other countries like I feel like they could also see them play Italy. There are quite a few countries I see that could play in the group stage. My top picks are Italy, Portugal, and China.
Okay.
Hear me
For
out on this
me,
one though, bro.
you guys are
You're
saying
wrong. No.
you guys are saying Argentina, right? But
Yeah.
I reckon it's more Brazil that has a bigger shout
Yeah.
of playing. Um,
Brazil's good.
because I feel like a lot of the teams will be like big teams, the teams that we want to focus on will be big teams, and
Mhm.
they have to be a feat when we actually defeat them.
How many games would they play? 5, 6? Are we
Se
assuming?
se ish-
They'd
seven,
Again,
they'd play 3
I
in the
reckon.
group stage and then 4 if they made it to the finals.
so 7. So you have 7 total picks of who they would face.
Hmm.
Germany
Yeah.
and France, I think, are 2 easy ones knocked off the board,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But
So 5 left.
I feel like the main issue is that in the story, it's a lot of like Eastern countries.
Yeah, it is.
Like
Yeah.
there's no countries from like there's Canada, USA, Mexico, all of South America. There's
Hmm.
not really any countries mentioned
Asia.
in the series. So
Yeah.
like get China. I think China's a great one. USA, I think, is another good one. Mexico, I think, is a contender. Brazil, I'm like
Portugal's more
Mm.
right.
likely
I'm
than
I'm
Mexico,
right.
personally.
I mean, I'm just saying like those countries. Anyone on like the Western side, I feel like is a lot likely to take at least 3 of those spots. At
Yeah,
least
yeah.
3 of the 7
They
games,
have to.
because and then I think Italy's definitely going to be one for Barou and Snuffy, and whether they in the U20 or otherwise.
Hmm.
Um, Here's another question. I know we're not really finished, but do you think Lorenzo would play for the U20 team, or would he stay with Snuffy and go to the World Cup team?
I feel like he's playing for the U20 team
Mhm.
because they don't just have to play for one or the other.
No, obviously
The,
not. I'm just saying, like, do you ever see Lorenzo leaving Snuffy though?
Yes.
I mean, it would cause good development if he
yeah,
finds
yeah.
or play against the
I think
U20
you'll leave
against
him. Yeah.
Japan.
I honestly think Snuffy would ask him to go play in the U20 World Cup.
Potentially,
I
I could
mean,
see
he's
that, but
young,
I
yeah.
think wouldn't it be cool to have Bardo face Lorenzo and Snuffy, like the person who he
Yeah,
used to
and I
work
think he will.
alongside, and then the person who coached him to be better and is the reason for existing. I think Bardo versus Lorenzo and Snuffy is a way better thing than just having them face Lorenzo. Because if Lorenzo's in the U20 World Cup, they wouldn't reuse him. Like
Yeah,
they wouldn't.
I don't
There's
think
no
we're
reason
playing
they
it
wouldn't reuse
Italy
him
though.
though.
But it just feels overused. Say they beat Lorenzo. Oh, cool.
Hmm.
They brought Lorenzo back, who they just beat, but now he has backup. Oh, it's
I
like
think
you're reusing a villain, but you're adding an additional thing to make it seem like the tips are scale, but it's still the same villain.
see the way I see
Well,
it,
no,
right?
Mhm.
I wouldn't necessarily say that because what they're more doing is they're reusing. They're doing because Lorenzo isn't a villain in this situation. He is still
I
just
say
a
villain, but
minion of
antagonist.
Snuffy. So right now he's just a boss, and then what you're doing is you're later having the sort of actual villain in Snuffy come back with Lorenzo, his minion in air quotes. So all it
Yeah, like
is
the
just
match
making the Snuffy fight a bit
attempts are
harder by
reduced.
having past bosses back him up.
Yeah, so the way I think it's gonna go down is we're gonna Lorenzo's gonna be there, but I don't think we even get to play Italy at all. I think it's just gonna be like a name drop. Oh, Lorenzo's here, type of thing. But I don't think we're gonna even get to play Italy in the world, sorry, in the U20 World Cup because I think teams like Italy and France are gonna be saved for the actual World Cup where players like Lorenzo and Snuffy will be playing there. Loki and Noel Noah will be playing there. So I
But would
think
we
the only
even
team,
see the actual World Cup? We've
yeah,
only
yeah,
been hearing about the U20 actually.
yeah, we're gonna see the actual World Cup because Isagi the rant he went on was about the actual World Cup and not U20, and Barrow did the same thing. Barrow said to Snuffy, wait for me, stay at the top. I'm gonna
I
take you
mean, look
down.
at it. Isn't Snuffy? Snuffy gonna reach 40 years old before that time comes around?
Yeah, it's not
Well,
Snuffy's gonna stay.
I mean, not really. I mean, Snuffy's what 38 right now, and if they do,
Hmm.
they could potentially do it back to back kind of thing,
I
where
think it is a
U20
back to
World
back.
Cup national team challenge, and then take the World Cup right after.
I think
I
so.
think at most it'd be a year, maybe. Like,
S-
actually,
Yeah,
no, yeah, you might right. You might be right. He might hit 40 because like
This would be. I've just looked at some things. Sorry to cut off. This would definitely be the 2019 U20 World Cup because it actively states this is taking place immediately after their loss in
Oh,
2018.
it's not from
Oh,
Italy.
so it does.
It's,
So it is.
Where's
In the
Snuffy from then?
2018 World
Is he not
Cup,
from Italy, no?
it's from Malta,
Malta. Yeah,
Malta,
the
something
yeah,
like that.
the Republic of Malta.
Ooh. Okay. So we could get Italy in the U20.
I mean,
Ah,
okay, the Lorenzo is Italian, right?
yeah, Lorenzo's Italian.
So I mean, there's boldly two different sides. So Snuffy wouldn't be on Italy's team then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Snuffy wouldn't play for Italy. He'd play for Malta,
So, I
which
mean,
means,
having Lorenzo in the U20 match and the U20 World Cup,
that's
and then going
mm-hmm.
on to Snuffy in the
I feel
actual
like
World Cup, I think it would
I
make
feel like
sense.
it's I feel like it's a waste though. Like you're wasting a country on Lorenzo appearing there once, and then you just bring him back. What with
But he's
Snuffy? Like
I want
he's a
I
U20
want to
though. Like I
clarify.
think,
that's
Just because
fine.
Snuffy is from Malta doesn't mean he can't play in Italy, because for all we know, he could still be a citizen of Italy right now.
yeah,
There
but
Couldn't
I
might
don't
Sai
be
think
wait?
he
Then
will.
37
Couldn't
years
Sai
since
do the
his
same
birth.
thing? Couldn't
Yes.
Sai couldn't
Sai,
Sai apply for like
yeah,
citizenship in
Sai is
Spain?
applying for
Yeah.
citizenship. That's actively something that's going on
So
in the
then
story.
he
But he
could
won't,
play for Spain.
yeah, but he won't
Yeah.
have it by the U20 World Cup, is what we're getting at. It'll
Okay.
take too long for him to play in the U20 World Cup. Whereas
Mm.
Snuffy, it's been 37 years since he was born in Malta. He could have definitely got Italian
Yeah,
citizenship
but
by
I
now.
don't think he will play for Italy though.
I think
It's
he's
not
more likely to
often
play for Italy than Malta.
it trust me, it's not often that players actually change nationalities. It's not so common.
Yeah,
So
but
I've
think
been
of how many just people in general in the world change nationalities. There's quite a lot of football players who you don't think have changed nationalities, and then it turns out it's because even before their professional career they moved countries.
yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Unless but I
But the
can't
thing,
see Snuffy changing his nationality.
I mean,
I've I do reckon we're gonna it's gonna be Italy in the U20 World Cup, and then maybe we get to play Malta in the actual World Cup, like in a group stage match.
Also, a reason that I think that we will get to see the actual World Cup is because the whole point of the Blue Lock project is for the actual World Cup. The only reason the U20 World Cup team or anything was ever brought into it, because it was never even meant to go to the U20 World Cup. The only
Hmm.
reason it was brought into it is because the
We
guys who
took
run
over
the
the
JFU were
U20.
getting sick of how much Ego was spending, and they tried to
Hmm.
shut the project down and failed.
yeah.
Yep.
So he's just like, yeah, we'll challenge the U20s.
So because of that, and because the U20 team lost, it was now a case of, well, shit, we kind of need Ego to do the U20 as well.
but
But it was
but
always
then for this
meant
then,
for the actual World Cup.
why don't we just cut out the whole U20 thing and we just jump to the World Cup? Because I don't think the U20 World Cup is going to even be a thing, in my opinion. I think they're going to go straight to the World Cup. I know some of y'all might have your opinions, but I think they'll just jump straight to the World Cup instead
I feel like
of
it
having
has
this little
to. Didn't
playoff.
ECG say I'm gonna bring this like country to a U20 World Cup victory?
Yeah,
Like
we have to play U20 because Isagi
Yeah, no,
mentioned U20.
it makes no sense to skip the U20 World Cup.
Yeah, I'm just saying, I'm
U2
just saying.
U20 is like
Because
The
a
whole
it's like a
point of
train.
the
I
Neo
think
Ego
U20 is going to
League
be
is
like a
to play.
training arc for the actual World Cup.
Yeah, but the Neo
Right.
Egos League, the whole point was to pick the players for the U20 World Cup. So if we
Yeah,
skip the
one
U20 World Cup, the Neo Egos League is kind of pointless.
yeah, exactly. One sec. Let me just address deducing analyst here. Yeah, so nation changes is very common in football. The France team that won the 2018 World Cup in real life only had one full-blooded Frenchman. Yes, that is true, but many of those French players were born in France, so they didn't actually change nationality. A lot of them didn't actually change nationality. They were French born. They just happened to be most of them African descent. So they had the chance to represent for their parents' nationality or for France, and most of them did choose France and grew up in France and went through the ranks in the French national team.
Yeah.
It's very common to see African descent players play for the teams that they of the countries that they live in. That's very common. But actually changing your nationality from one to the other is not that common.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what I'm supposed to say now.
No, yeah. So yeah, that was just to address that one. But yeah, I think we definitely playing U20 World Cup. And then I really do think it's going to be a very short turnover to the actual World Cup. I think there might be something in between, but if it is, it's going to be something short in between, like maybe like a tryouts for the actual national team, because they have to get into the national teams somehow. It's not automatic that you play in the you represent the national team in under 20 level, that you get automatically picked for the actual national team. You've got to be selected somehow. Um, but yeah, I think they definitely play national team. Another question I wanted to bring up to you guys, right? Um, the the U20, sorry, the new Gen 11 status, right?
Hmm.
That's given to those new Gen 11 players by Ray Dark, right?
Uh,
Is
it's
it?
not entirely confirmed. It's highly speculated at that, and that's where my theory leans
Ah,
into.
okay. The reason why I ask is because, do you guys reckon that any of the Blue Lockers may be offered the title
I feel
at
like
some point?
no,
No.
I don't think so.
No? Why not?
I feel like Raydock is very against Blue Lock, so if he is definitely the guy who's deciding it, I don't feel like he likes ego.
He doesn't match Ego's ideology when it comes to football because he was like, if it makes us money, I don't care.
Yeah, 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 for sure. But
So it's like,
he's agreed he's he's going along with Ego's craziness though. Wasn't he involved in the whole um making of the NEL?
only for the money perspective. Only from the
Yeah,
money
Yeah,
perspective of it.
yeah. But cause the thing is, I was hoping that, Rin or Isagi could be approached by someone for them to become a new Gen 11, or something to do with the Blue Lockers somehow going up against the new Gen 11, because I'm not too sure how else we're gonna find out who the rest of them are unless we have something that directly ties to them.
I'd assume World Cup, right?
But like I said, World Cup is seven. Actually, yeah, 7 games. Would we be able to see all the new Gen 11s in the World Cup?
Maybe not all of them, but what you could do is you could see maybe I wouldn't be surprised if there's a twin pair, a pair of double players, like a left and right winger would be cool.
Hmm.
Who are new Gen
Oh
11s?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I'd love that. I'd love that. Yeah, because for me, I want to be able to, like, see all the new Gen 11 players at some point, be able to like plot, like, how like we do team lineups. I want
Yeah.
to be able to say, so this guy plays here, this guy plays here, this guy plays here. He's the defensive representative, the side back representative of New Gen 11. Because if I'm not mistaken, every the every player in the 11 will have a position, right? A specific position.
It's not confirmed. Like it's not confirmed that because Kaiser took the spot of new Gen 11 that there's no other new Gen 11 striker.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not
it's just
But
confirmed of that.
assumed.
It's just that
but
we haven't seen anyone else, so we're
what
assuming
I
that.
mean is, it's not. I don't want it to be like there's 6 new Gen 11 strikers, and 3 new Gen 11 defenders, that type of thing. I would prefer it if it was like, there's 2 strikers, 2 wingers, 2 midfielders, or 3 midfielders, 4 defenders, a goalkeeper, that type of stuff.
I got you.
Yeah. So yeah, yeah, I was hoping that maybe Rin could get offered a new Gen 11 spot, and I think that would have been sick.
I think if Ring gets it and Sai has it, it's a little bit weird, but
Yeah, I feel like Rin is definitely not someone who's going to get one.
Really?
Of all the players, I don't think Rin's an option, in my opinion. I feel like more likely Gagamaru will get one for the goalkeeper
no,
position.
no.
Because we've currently not seen any good goalkeepers. However, I'm holding out hope that's just because these teams have shit goalkeepers.
I think it's just
Okay.
we're not gonna see it because like the goalkeepers aren't really ever given attention. Like when it
You
comes to
don't think?
the story, goalkeepers aren't given much attention unless they are related to the plot in some way. And Gagamaru is definitely not good enough to be a new Gen 11, given the title of new Gen 11 goalkeeper.
So you don't think there'll be a new Gen 11 goalkeeper?
I think there will. I just don't think that it's gonna be someone like Gagamaru or
Yeah.
like anyone else. I think if we do see it, they're gonna already be crowned the title. I don't know if I discussed this with you, but I think I said it'd be really cool if the goalkeeper was like a huge fan of BLUELOCK.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah,
every
yeah,
other New
yeah,
Gen 11 is just an
yeah,
asshole, so I have this guy be
yeah,
really nice and cheerful
yeah.
and
We
such.
spoke about it. Nah, but I think that I really need to see a competent goalkeeper at some point. Like every goalkeeper we've seen so far has been a bum. Like there are no good
Especially
goalkeepers.
Fukaku.
And I get what you mean by like it's a story of attackers. So goalkeepers aren't a focus, but surely you need the challenge of a good goalkeeper to know you're a good striker.
Yeah, but I think they're trying to do like, oh, the defensive line is hard. They have to break through the defensive line to take a shot, kind of thing.
Mm.
Have that defense be the final wall rather than the goalkeeper itself. Because like
Yeah.
even Fukaku, I think his only block in the U20 game was blocking Rain's opposite footed shot, which barely got stopped. Um,
Okay.
like Rain has hit things from that position, from a tighter position than that before, and scored a goal. Only reason he didn't was because he couldn't. He was using his off foot. Only
Left
reason
foot.
he
Yeah.
blocked.
Yeah. So Zoro says
Honestly, I just hope we get someone of actual value besides Gagamaru in the goalkeeper position.
yeah, same, same. I hope
Could
so
be
too.
cool.
Zoro says I think Loki will be the main antagonist striker in the U20, so we won't get a new striker better than Kaiser.
I
Um,
could see that.
is Loki even gonna play U20 World Cup though?
Maybe.
I believe he will.
Because he's they've stated that he's already in the France national team.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but if he doesn't play in the U20 World Cup, then he doesn't get a chance to be the main striker on a team. Because
Also,
if he
wouldn't he be on the
plays
same
the
team as
regular
Noah?
World Cup,
Yeah.
that's Noel Noah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I
like,
mean
So no matter what, he gets the option of either just being secondary to Noel Noah or to actually be the main guy in U20. I feel like they're going to give him the main guy role in U20.
also,
yeah,
hey, are we just forgetting Charles's existence?
Yes,
Like,
because
Charles is nowhere near good enough to play on the national team. Like,
yeah.
100% not.
Oh,
But
I feel
so
like Charles might play in the U20 World Cup.
yo, U20, I 100% agree. That's the whole reason why I think Loki would play there. Like,
Yeah.
right.
Loki
The
is on the
only
Understandable.
team,
way,
sure, and that's a huge feat for being 17. But it kind of discredits that if you then put Charles on that national team being 15.
yeah. No,
Like,
the
Mm.
only way Charles gets onto the national team is if someone is seriously riding on Loki and Loki just goes, get my little lackey in,
do
which
you
I
think
don't think is going to happen.
do you think that Charles was already a player at P.X.G, or do you think Loki brought Charles to P.X.G? Because P.X.G itself, the club showed up at the new Egoist League to coach Charles. But did Loki just find Charles in the same way that Snuffy found Lorenzo? And then,
No,
or do you
And
think Charles
I
was the
think
I
it
one
think
was a
Charles
case
came through
of
the ranks.
no, I think it was a case of, do you know kind of like how Kaiser and Ness met at the sort of
Trials.
exam to get into BM? I feel like Loki was actively like one of the players for the PXG that was at the exam, sort of watching over, and Charles was there and he caught Loki's eye. That's
Yeah,
how I think that happened.
I think that makes sense.
And I think Loki specifically pushed like, trust me, this kid,
I bet
I
we'll
can make
see
him go
that.
far.
Well, I guarantee you, if Loki and Charles are like in the world, like the final World Cup, which they likely will be, or like the U21 in that final game,
U20.
I guarantee you, the moment that they link up, we're gonna see a moment like that. Like
Oh,
we'll get a
100%.
small backstory. Oh, have faith in this guy, and then some kind of encouraging monologue, and then Charles feels something for once in his life when he's talking with Loki, and then he hits a pass to Loki, and Loki scores, and they celebrate like Isagi and Hiyori did by, for some reason, rubbing their crotches against each other. Not gay, just saying. Want to put that out there.
They had socks on. It's not gay if you have socks on.
They did have long socks on, which I think that might make it gayer.
Exactly.
But
That makes it extra straight.
What
it's
are you
like
guys
putting
talking
spice on
about?
Skittles. It's not gay now.
What are you guys talking about? All right, cool. So we've got the Nagi versus um
Why has someone brought
Bachira.
up Kurona in chat?
They're
What
they're
is this
talking
thing?
about Yeamon solos at all goalkeepers. Um,
I would love to see him on return.
but yeah, cool. They we've got the Nagi versus Bachira game coming up, right? In the panel we see what's his name? Reo look like he's shouting something. It looks kind of similar to the end of the P.X.G versus Munchen game where Reo was shouting, stop him, Nagi, or something like that. Um, and then Nagi loses out to Rid. But this time it looks like Nagi's about to get the ball. Do you guys reckon we get a goal from Nagi here, or is it more of the same and then we go into the match and we get to see a little bit more and then Nagi overcomes it? Or do you guys are you guys one of those that think that Nagi doesn't get over his hump right here?
I just realized that Leo's gone. Um,
Yeah,
it just clocked me.
Yeah, he was gone for a
I've
bit.
just first of all, I do think if Nagi doesn't get past this, I feel like if Nagi doesn't evolve here, then he's not making Rayo's definitely not making enough to fucking survive. So I feel
No,
like
but
they definitely will right
Rayo
here.
could have played independent of Nagi and already got a goal at this point.
Yeah,
You
but
never know.
with their goal right now, I don't think it's happening. Also, someone just said, I'm surprised there hasn't been a confirmed gay character in Blue Lock.
Yes, there has.
Shido.
Fucking Shido.
No, not even Shido. I can list off 3 other ones off the top of my head.
Who?
I know, but Shido's the
Aiku,
most obvious
Kunigami,
one.
Ness.
Aiku. Eh? Aiku.
Aiku, in his character profile, says what he likes to do for fun is hang out with playmates, both guys and girls. Playmates, referencing the Playboy Bunny, which is a sexual term, sexual connotation. My
Really?
man gets it down with whoever, whenever.
Did you say Kunigami as well?
Kunigami's fetish is the nape of the neck, and he says that he looks at both men and women there. Fetish is something you find attractive or something that turns you on. Either way, you look at someone, whether you can interpret that either way, pretty gay. And Ness, This is pretty much confirmed. Every word confirmed. I'll read you some exact dialogue.
I
Also,
mean,
here
the
you want to hear
dialogue's
another
always sus.
player? You want to hear another player who has changed nationalities in Blue Lock?
Hmm.
Who?
Aiku. Aiku's not Japanese.
There he is.
Ah,
Nope, his hometown is Stockholm, Sweden.
Oh. Well, no,
ooh.
yeah, well, that's his birthplace, but his nationality, I'm pretty sure his
No, yeah,
father's Japanese. Does
even
that not
even
give you
so,
dual citizenship?
it would yeah, no, if that's the
No,
his
no.
father
So
is half Swedish and half German, his mother's Japanese. Okay, yeah, he would have
Okay,
dual citizenship.
yeah,
so
so
he would have
yeah,
dual
Still
so
though,
he,
citizenship.
he was actually
yeah,
born in Sweden, which I'm shocked by.
yeah. So being born in Sweden would make him Swedish,
Yeah.
but you can represent your parents' nations quite
Yeah.
Yeah.
easily. Yeah.
Aiku, goodbye, Japan. I'm gonna go play for the Swedes.
You probably
Um.
could do that, to be fair.
Oh, by the way, the Nest dialogue. I'm gonna read it to you.
Hmm.
In that moment, you cast a spell on me, and we truly began. Goodbye, my Kaiser. I
Yeah, but
dare you to say that to one of your guy friends,
li
and for them not to assume you're trying to hit on them.
listen, there's too much sus dialogue in Blue Lock for us to even bat an eye at that. We've heard so much worse from even Isagi. When Kaiser did his Magnus shot, was it his Magnus or was it when he stopped Rin? Isagi called Kaiser hot at some point. He said
Yeah, I'm
that's
pretty
hot.
sure he didn't.
He said that's hot.
No, I'm looking at the chapter. When he stopped Rain.
Yeah, is it
Are you a
when he
god, you
stopped Rin?
damn superstar? Going back
No, no, no,
to
not
when he
that one. Oh, it's something like you're revolving or something. I think
when he goes to
when Kaiser
the Magnus, Isagi says,
be,
"Holy shit,
be,
he's a superstar."
before the Magnus. Uh, or maybe I'm mistaken. It might be before the Magnus. Where he notices that Kaiser's evolving. I can't quite remember which bit that is.
270, 262, maybe. Kaiser's movements have changed. Uh,
Yeah, no, Aiku, I want to clarify, I've read through it again.
Hmm.
Aiku isn't gay. That was a mistranslation. When he said playmates, uh it was actually meant to say players on his team as well as um the women he hooks up with.
Brother, I have the Egoist Bible here. I have the
Yeah, I know that's
Japanese.
what I'm saying. It was a mistranslation in the official Egoist Bible, apparently. From what I
Even then,
found.
Uh,
let me go to the let me think. What? I know I have
Kunigami's
the
definitely
224.
bisexual.
Let's see this.
But I could have sworn it says
Oh,
what?
Aiku goes to
I
press
could be
up
wrong
against
about this and you could
Aiku
be
goes to press up against Isagi when Snuffy gets marked. I'm rock hard right now.
Oh yeah, 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 he does say that. That's true. He does say that. But that's a football thing. I don't think he said that directly because of Isagi though.
So wait,
Can't
what did he
really.
say exactly?
He said I'm
He
rock right now.
brushes up against Isagi and goes, "I'm rock hard right now."
Yeah, he, yeah, he does say that.
Could he okay, I'm gonna could he just mean that like he's being a solid wall to block him
No,
off?
yes. So that's like the double entendre. But he does specifically say that. But the
Well,
dialogue
no,
is always made to look sus. It's always
he
made
doesn't.
to
He doesn't do it in a way of like becoming a wall. He just charges into Isagi and steals the
yeah.
ball, and then says, "I'm rock hard right now." There's no other
Hmm.
connotation.
Yeah, but Isagi's pressing up behind him trying to get to the ball at that point. And obviously IQ's too strong.
Yeah, but he says that as he rushes in, though. He doesn't say it as Isagi's trying to press against him. if Isagi was trying to press against him, that's one thing. But he actively charges into Isagi after
Yeah,
Isagi had grabbed the ball. So after
but
Isagi grabbed the ball, he ran into him and goes, "Damn, I'm rock hard right now."
Yeah,
I'm
no, I
pretty
think you're right. I think what I was reading was just saying that. I
Cope.
think what I'm
I
reading
think
is
it's
wrong.
Cope. I think it's Cope.
I don't think it's cope. I think it's just a case of
Also,
they've
Nagi and Reo are pretty
mistranslated,
much
not the
everything
actual.
but gay.
Yeah,
Nagi.
Kunigami's definitely gay. Aiku is probably gay.
I'm pretty sure there was even an additional time that was made by Nomura, like the additional time for season 2, where Kunigami sees. It was in season 1 where Kunigami sees Chigiri's back of the neck and he himself starts to blush, like
Yeah, but that's just the
implying
phase.
implying he finds that attractive.
Well, when you actually look at it, Kunigami actively says his ideal type is someone who is gentle and cute.
Well, that's not Chigiri at all, because apparently Nomura says he has a horrible personality.
Yeah, he does.
I know, but gentle and cute. Who was his like best friend back in Team Z? Who was like a very very submissive boy at that time?
Igaguri.
He's he's a geek,
I was
bro.
Isagi. Isagi
Isagi,
was
Bachara.
very yeah. Batra a little less so, but
No, yeah,
Bachara
but
grabbed him from behind and he
he
felt
hates
some.
Bachira. Oh
Bachara
no.
grabbed him, jumped on his back, and held him from behind. He's like, "Oh, you want it."
Oh no.
There's a lot of characters who are definitely just not at all turned on by anyone. Like Bachara is definitely one of those people. I don't think he's attracted to anyone. He just loves the
Mm,
game.
yeah,
Nagi's another one. Like he's just there.
but
Um,
Re Reo
no, Rayo's a
Reo's
bit
pretty
fruity.
straight. Nah, yeah. Come on.
No, I'm not saying he's entirely gay, but he's a little bit.
yeah, Rose 100% fruity. Rose down with it.
Nah, I don't see that. I don't see that.
I think Rin is just
Shall I read you more dialogue?
No, the dialogue is too sus.
Really?
The
I think
dialogue.
it supports my decision, and I think it supports my argument to a whole. Let's see this real quick. Let's see what Rao says.
no. Actually, I think Butcher might actually just be into everything that breathes because it actively says his he has a fetish for eyes because he thinks it's the best way to stare into a person's
Yeah.
soul.
I'm gonna read you this,
Hmm.
right? Okay. I've lived my life always getting the things I've wanted. I'm sure that that prodigy, being Nagi, is the first treasure I haven't been able to make mine. If I hadn't come to Blue Lock, maybe I wouldn't have had to know this feeling. But you know, Nagi, the truth is I realized something back there. I want your throbbing no. Seeing you in seeing you entranced and heated up about soccer. Seeing you become aware of your own talent and when you lost to Izagi about and learned about frustration, seeing you like that made me so happy. But I wasn't the one who changed you. I felt like if I had accepted that, I couldn't stand by your side. I tried to pretend I wasn't moved and put a lid on my own feelings. But even so, you didn't stop. When you said that you want to play soccer with Isagi, your eyes shined like a child's as you tried to change and move forward. I just couldn't bring myself to say it. Okay, Nagi, go ahead. Let's meet again beyond our dreams. I felt like if I had said that, you'd never come back to me. I felt like our dream was going to disappear completely, and I was so scared and lonely. I'm so weak. I didn't want to know that people changing can be this cruel. Whether you want to look at it one way or the other, there's still some semblance of feeling.
Yeah.
I hear that. I hear that. But I don't want to hear it at the same time.
Like, I don't care if they're gay or not. I don't give a shit. Like, it's definitely not going to be canon because Nagi feels nothing.
Yeah, but I don't actually think they like each other like that. I think
But if
No,
I
I
because
think
read,
it's just
Reo
but here's the thing:
written to
if I
sound like
read
that.
this to you in the context of a harem anime,
Oh yeah, for sure,
yeah,
for
but
sure.
I want to
But
clarify in
we
the
know what
egoist
Blue Lock's
Bible,
like.
in the egoist Bible, Reo actively states he's attracted to older, more mature women.
I
Okay.
mean, have you seen Nagi? That is a mature woman right there.
That is not a he's not even a
Also,
mature man.
the first semblance of Reo entering flow was when he was crying that Nagi left. I'm not even joking.
Huh? Really?
I'm sending it to the channel right now. Look at his
He
eyes.
just sees Nagi as a brother, to be totally
I want you
honest. Nagi is more of a brother to him.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I think you could dissect pretty much anything anyone says, and um, and it will just sound really sus in Blue Lock. That's just the
Really,
nature of
really sus based on
it.
the series.
That's just the nature of Blue Lock, man. It's just like that. Just like that.
I'm pulling up the most sort of characters I think are the most likely to be gay, and
Well,
I'm
yeah,
looking into
Zabuza,
their
you say this.
into their
Yaoi,
egoist
the author
Bible.
loves yaoi bait, but even said that Nagi and Ryo are not sexual, but you can interpret it that way.
Yeah, you can
Uh,
interpret it that way. It's not true though.
Also, he says
but
sexual. Says nothing about them smooching in the bathtub. Which,
wait.
True.
by the way, I had a conversation with Raven. We were watching through the anime a little bit, and the
Hmm.
moment where Ryo and Nagi meet up again in the second selection in that bath scene, Nagi stands up and walks over to Ryo. We hear a smack, and we just see Nagi just standing there, which implies Nagi, if he didn't stick his hand out, he might have slapped him in the dick. He might have
No,
just
he
gone,
didn't. No.
give it a good whack.
Nah, you guys are wrong for that. Wrong for that.
Don't blame
But
me.
but
We
to be
all
fair, man, when you're locked up with just a bunch of guys, man, you know,
thing is, we have needs.
exactly.
We have needs, and with people like Shigiri and Yori around, what do you expect us to do? Not ask?
Oh, mate. All right, guys.
Doth mother know you
Oh,
wear her drapes?
I've got a fun fact. Do you know how everyone thinks that Ego only really chose a few people? We've I've just read that apparently
What?
in one of the novels it was confirmed that Ego chose Chigiri.
He chose
Mm,
Isagi, Chigiri, Nico, and Gagamaru, as far as I know. I'm pretty sure he picked more, but those four I know he did. But
really?
again, Henri invited everyone. It was just Ego who was like, yes, 100%.
Yeah, Ego, that's what I'm saying though. Ego
Yeah.
specifically selected them.
Well,
Mm.
Henri had chosen Isagi and invited, like, and even she was like, but I'm not sure. And he was like, yeah, invite him. Like, it's not really Ego inviting them or choosing them in particular. He's just more like solidifying and confirming the invitations. Because he
Oh,
had to pick, he had to
really?
say yes
Yeah,
to everyone. Like, Henri didn't just send out the invitations without talking to Ego first. Because, like, there obviously could have been people that he missed. Like, realistically, do you think that he didn't invite Rain? Like, I'm pretty certain it would make sense that he invited Rain, knowing with how
Nah, but
popular he and Sai were before.
Rin, do you really think you invited Rin? Because for me, Rin is got one of the weakest egos in Blue Lock.
Yeah, but he was known as a prodigy duo with Sai Itoshi, someone world renowned in both Spain
I
and
think
Japan, and they were
here's the
a
thing
killer
though.
duo by themselves. And even when he left, Rin decided to make a name for himself, got scouted by other world class clubs. Like,
Hmm.
Rin made a name for himself, so it's not unlikely that he got picked. Like Nagi,
I think
obviously.
Rin would have been top of Henri's list, but I don't know about Ego.
Yeah, I feel like people like Rin and Kira were more so just picked by Henri because I don't think Ego really. I think there was only a few names that Ego actually stated to her, being like, "These players, I've done research. These players I care about. Pick whoever the fuck you want." Because that's kind of like the type
Yeah,
of person Ego
Yeah,
is.
but
I
here's the thing.
really feel like Rin's got one of the weakest
The other
egos
thing
in
though is
Blue
that
Lock.
Henri hired Ego, right? like even Zabit says, Henri hired him. Like Henri
Mhm.
was the one who found him.
Yeah.
And if you like hiring Kira is not the wrong choice.
Yeah,
Like
it's not.
Kira was the. By the way, I don't know if you guys are aware. Kira confirmed put Rain into destroyer mode when they face off against each other in the finals of their tournament. Like,
Really?
yeah, in Rain's light novel, it stated that he had the same destructive impulse feeling that he had in the U20 game when he faced off against Kira.
Oh, they
Like,
faced off. When did they face off?
there was a finals for, I don't know if it was it was sometime after Sai left because it was just Rain on the team. But he had faced Kira School in the finals of a tournament, and he put
Okay.
Rain into destroyer mode. I can pull
Oh
up.
wow,
Um,
that's
Emerald,
sick,
I
man.
want to specify something that happened in Nico's light novel
Here,
that
I'll read you.
shows why he was an exception. So he was getting bullied when he was younger for his bangs, and then he stared his bullies directly in the eyes. The bullies got petrified, then proceeded to rip up his Yu-Gi-Oh cards,
Huh?
which too far, man. Uh, and then he challenged his bullies to play a match with him, and he beat them 13-0
Huh?
without trying,
Wait, what's up? Wait, what
without
happened?
breaking a sweat.
Wait, what
Bear in
happened?
mind, in Nico's first ever football game, he beat his bullies who were on his school's football team 13-0 without breaking a sweat, which has been shown
Where's
in
that skill
the light
now?
novel.
Where's that now?
Yeah, but the
What
young,
is my
he's
boy
young.
doing?
He's young, so it would they would have been like
Yeah, bear in
14
mind,
years
he
old
is
then.
like 15.
Yeah.
Also, I'm gonna read you the it's from chapter 7 of the Green Knight light novel. Are you ready?
Mhm.
Their back and forth battle continues, and their stamina is steadily running out. It's 0-0 with 3 minutes remaining in the second half. These guys can't score with my pass. If it's me and Big Brother, we could have won. Damn it. His memories reel back. Combining with Sai to cut through the enemies, the heat at the moment of scoring a goal from Sai's last pass, the most feel good and hottest soccer. It brings back that impulse to pursue only the goal. An aura of ego dwells in Rin's eyes. His big brother scored a goal for Real Madrid. He wants to score a goal too. The impulse which he had been suppressing for a long time pushed Rin forward. I can't
Mhm.
afford to lose in a place like this. With a snap, the strings controlling his teammates break, and at the same time, Marine's striker switch is flipped. Take this, he screams. With a fierce tackle, he steals the ball away from the enemy. Nice, Rain. Counter, his teammates shout. But Rain dribbles and tries to force his way through. However, there are enemies blocking his direction. Rain, don't keep it to yourself, the coach instructs, but he ignores it. The enemy is coming closer and closer. Green, what are you doing? Pass the ball. The coach's angry voice went out. Shut up. Don't fetter on the caliber that you see, Green says. Green isn't doing anything reckless. Even though he was driven by his ego, in his mind he was watching the match more calmly than anyone else. The players' stamina was running out as the game unfolded into a deadly struggle. With their concentration declining, sloppy play and petty mistakes are born. Soon the performance of both teams will hit rock bottom. Green has figured it all out.
Wow.
There's more. I'm gonna skip through because there is more. Um. I can score a goal all by myself. His unexpected movements, completely different from anything else I had seen before, are both messing with his teammates and opponents. Um. Green's eyes were filled with bloodlust that he has never seen before. He was overwhelmed by the heat that burned him, which he could not imagine from the usually cool Green. If he doesn't pass now, he'll get beaten up. No, he will get killed for sure. With such a familiar, with such a feeling similar to fear, he made a pass as if it being pressured. At the last moment, the ball came to him. Green put his tongue out. Concentration, impulse. Green's foot catches the ball. Thwack! A superb shot flashed past the goal. And this match was against Kira.
Just curious.
Kira's team.
Wow.
And by the way, um after that tournament, Urin had stayed, and that was the moment that Sai returned.
Ooh. Oh, really? Oh, mate, that's sick.
As far as I'm looking at this, actually no, it's the day after looking at this. Good work are you saying today, Urin? Oh no, it's the same day of.
Okay.
It's been 4 years. Tomorrow, Big Brother's coming home. It's been such a long time since I've seen him. He's sick. He's kicking the ball and such.
Mhm.
If you feel the cold, it's the snow. White snow is falling from the night sky. Rain, who grew up in Kamakura, rarely sees snow, so he couldn't help but look at it. Wasn't that shot naive? While he was entranced by the fluttering snow, he heard a familiar voice behind him. When he turned around, Sai was there. So, the day that he won that tournament game, afterwards he stayed to practice, and that's when Sai showed
That's
up.
one side. Yeah. Wow.
So he
Okay.
faced Kira and went into destroyer mode in that game. Which puts another
Okay.
depth into Sai, because potentially he was watching the game and saw this and tried to coax the same thing out of Rain in their 1v1.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think that's what it is. But wow, okay. So Kira's got Kira's got he's got
Kira
fans,
was the
huh?
crown of Japanese soccer. He was invited to play for the apparently it was said he was invited to play for the under 18s.
Okay.
Yep, the U18 team.
He's not bad. And considering like he was invited to the U18s, inviting Rain is a no-brainer. Like your brother's one of the hottest people in Spain right now.
Mm-hmm.
You won the championship against a guy who is invited to join the U18s. Like inviting him is a no-brainer, even to Ego. So like the people who want to argue the point that Henri Ego said yes to these guys. Ego said yes to everybody. It's just
Mm-hmm.
that Anu was having hesitations and Ego was like, "Yeah, I still invite them." Like it doesn't make your character better because Ego was like, "Yeah," when Anu was like, "I don't know." Like Henri said yeah, Ego said yeah. The bottom line is still the same. It's just Henri said no, Ego says yes. They were invited anyways. It doesn't matter. Like, doesn't make your character better because Ego was invited, you know? And no, that's not the point you were making, but that's the point I'm addressing for people who try to make that point. Because I've
Okay.
heard people try to make it too many times.
Yeah. Wow. No, I didn't know Kira was that good, you know. I
Oh
thought I
yeah.
thought it was just some random guy that beat Isagi. To be fair, I think Isagi would have beat him that match if his boy hadn't missed.
Like, he's not bad. Like, Kira, I'm pretty sure Kira was the highest ranked in that room.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah,
He
no,
was.
Kira is actively like very, very high level player. Once again, the only reason he was kicked out of Blue Lock is his lack of an ego.
I think he's got an ego. I think it was just he got caught off guard. That's all.
No, he's not got an ego because the writers even stated
Mm.
his outburst when he lost isn't an ego, it's more so narcissism because he thinks
Ah.
himself to be a god of soccer when he's really
Okay.
not all that. But he is good. He's a good player.
Yeah,
He's
he's not
definitely
bad.
on the level of he's definitely on the level of certain um like some of the lesser players on the U20 team. He's definitely on their level.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, why did
Ah.
Ego say yes to Igaguri? Because he knew he was the only person who could stop Destroyer Orion, which we saw. Ego knows all.
Yeah.
We're
We'll,
living in
we'll,
we're living
we'll
in his world.
listen. You have to have some scrubs in there, to
Yeah,
for
like
how do
You're
you say
asking why he said yes to Igaguri.
preliminaries.
Bear in mind how far Igaguri actually made it in comparison to players like Imamura.
Imamura. I don't think he touched the ball a single time. Even if
No,
he
he
did,
did.
I don't think
He
he, I
did.
don't think he contributed a single positive play at all. I think the only time we ever saw him was lose possession of the ball. I don't think he ever did anything else more than that.
He was just
Positive
No,
happy to
or
Arrow,
be
you
negative.
there.
want to hear one thing he really did amazingly? At one point, I'm 99% sure it was him. He slide tackles Reo, and Nagi immediately traps the ball and shoots.
No, um,
That
it
might have
was
been someone else, but I'm 99% sure he knocks the ball out from Reo, and then Nagi shoots from it.
he doesn't. No,
Really?
Chigiri catches up to I'm pretty sure Chigiri catches up to Zantetsu, and then the chip ball goes towards Nagi, and then he.
That might
Yeah.
be
So
it.
I
I
think
know he's
Chigiri
definitely
tries
good
to
at the ball.
slide Zantetsu. Zantetsu pulls it back and then passes. the ball into Nagi.
Here, I'll pull up the
Zante
chapter. Let's see.
Zantetsu actually did something sick there.
Like I said, it's been a little while since I read them.
That
I'm just trying to
that
remember.
boy Imamura did nothing. He
Oh
was
no,
just
so
happy to be there.
the only goals that Ryo chips a pass to Nagi, copying Bachira's pass. Ryo then steals the ball from Kunigami. While Raichi tries to, Kunigami tries to get the ball back. Ryo chips a pass from behind Nagi. Nagi chips the ball up and then does a bicycle
And
kick.
then bicycle, yeah. And then the third goal, Reo passes to Zantetsu.
Yep.
And then Zantetsu gives Nagi an assist.
Honestly, I don't even know where he is. I can't find him in this chapter at all.
He's hardly ever in shots or
Imamura hardly
panels.
shows up.
No,
Yeah.
I can't. No, I legitimately cannot. There he is. He's there once. He's next to Naruhaya, implying he would be on defense, and then he just disappears. He doesn't show up again. He's next to Naruhaya, and the next time we see Naruhaya, he's not there.
He's moving like Birkenstock and Mensa. And
Yeah.
Chopper. And Chopper as well, bro. Chopper's disappointing.
I don't know, man. All right. I'm actually gonna call it here because I gotta do some editing because I have a video that's like 16 minutes long, and I'm like a minute into it, and it needs to be up for tomorrow. So
No worries. No worries.
thank you so much
Yeah,
for inviting me,
you
man.
get going then.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I just realized we didn't really get to talk like anything about Manshine or Barcha like at all.
Innit?
We've been here for
Innit?
like 90 minutes, and we didn't talk like at all much about it.
Well, the final point that needs to be made before you go, in the Egoist Bible, it confirms that isagi specifically has a thigh fetish. That is important
Yeah, it
information
does.
I feel like everyone needs to know.
Even I've seen that. Yeah, what's that about?
Brother, Isagi was inspired by me. I have the thigh fetish.
Same.
Wow.
All good men should.
As you should. Like, who could hate them?
Wow.
They are nice, soft pillows for you to rest your head. If you hate nice, soft pillows, what is wrong with you?
Yeah,
Like,
to be fair, I need my pillow a little bit
seriously,
firmer, a little bit, you know, puffed up. You know, I can't have
who
it too
seriously?
soft.
But who have you ever complained? Oh, these pillows are so comfortable and soft. I hate it. Whoever says that? Whoever says that? Seriously.
I mean, it's true. No one would ever just go, "Ah, too comfy, me. Let's go lay on a rock."
Oh, mate. Yeah,
All
no,
right,
that's
I'm hopping
fair.
off. Thank you so much for inviting me, man. Appreciate you.
No worries, bro. Thanks for coming.
And we'll see what happens this week.
Yeah, I
with,
can't
We'll see
wait.
Nanase get 23rd spot and survive.
I don't think
I
we're getting
can't.
bid values. I don't think we're
I
gonna get bid
can't
values though.
really.
Well,
get
It's
just
gotta
Nanase's.
be.
Sure, it's called number 1, but the whole thing at the end of the chapter, it literally had Reo and Nagi, and then at the bottom it said 33 minutes ago, implying we're going to be going into a flashback. So I don't think
Yeah,
we're going
but
to be getting the values.
it could
Number
be
1
that
could probably be a.
it could be that match ended 33 minutes, 35
Yeah,
minutes
but
ago.
why would? Yeah, but if we were going to see Nagi, they would have done it next chapter and not just be like, yeah, here's Nagi and Reo. Like, and then say 33 minutes all the way at the bottom, at the very last panel, by the way, because that bottom that's the last panel, implying when we go in, we're going to be going 33 minutes ago. Number
Yeah,
1
but that
might be
doesn't.
something that Ryo says to Nagi, like have your goal be number 1 or something like that. Like, I don't think they'll show the. I think they're going to show the bid values in a couple after the Manshine game, because they wouldn't show the values and then cut to Nagi. Like, they wouldn't show that.
No, I feel like they're gonna cut to Nagi and then show the values at the end of the chapter. As
Same.
like the last
I
thing.
do as well.
Yeah, but they couldn't. Yeah, but they couldn't go through all that in
They don't
20
need to.
pages.
They
They
don't
would
need
need
to
to go
through
through.
much.
They would need to go. They would need to go through Ryo and Nagi's awakening. They'd have to go through the plan of what Ryo's plan actually was for them to awaken, and then go through all the bid values.
I don't think
That
they're
doesn't seem
going
possible.
through awakenings. I think
They'd
that's
have to.
reserved.
Ryo's entire
I feel
thing
like
was
I think
what
that's
his
No, I
plan
reserved
feel like
was for
for
Nagi to
episode of
I
awaken.
Nagi.
feel like that's all gonna be off screen and saved for
Yeah,
episode Nagi.
me too.
Episode Nagi makes no point though. Like, episode Nagi
Me
goes
too.
once a month, right? Aside
Mhm.
from the one we're getting this Friday, we would have one more chapter, right? before the
Mhm.
NAL officially ends. Assuming it doesn't end, assuming that we don't see the Barcha game, it ends before next. It ends before not next chapter, but the chapter after, right?
Yeah.
What we're getting this week is showing them picking Kiora and maybe even facing off against the World 5.
Mhm.
They would have to show it in the following month, so in April's chapter of episode Nagi, the results of this. And by that point, the NEL would already be over with. We'd already have Nagi's bid value, and we would be left for essentially 3 weeks wondering what the hell Nagi did to earn a bid value, and it takes away from that experience. Like,
It's
we see a high bid value, awesome. What happened? You would want to show it maybe the chapter after at max. But you wait
No,
3 weeks?
I feel like we're gonna see his goal. We're gonna see like a final goal he scores, but I don't think we're gonna see like
yeah, same,
the active big awakening. I think we're just going to see him awakened and score the goal.
same.
I doubt it, especially with the final tagline of the chapter being hold on, I'll pull it up. I have the script of what the chapter had said.
Mhm.
The end of the chapter of last week's or the week before, it said the final ranking will be revealed at last. The time goes back and in a different place, Nagi and Reo's outcome is implying we're gonna get something on them. If we don't get any,
True.
if we just see him awakened, like it still takes away from the value of the awakening. Like it's
Fair enough.
Yeah,
viewing it in the inverse strategy.
I think
Anyways,
we
I
got to
can see.
remember that in this story, Nagi's still a side character. So I really don't think we're gonna get to see much. Just like how we didn't get to see
well, Nagi's
Barrow
not just
score
a
his
side
hat trick.
character. Nagi's essentially the secondary main character.
Yeah,
Like,
but he's got his own story. He's the main
Yeah,
character of his
no,
own
that's.
story.
I feel like the point of episode Nagi is so that they don't have to spend as much time with the main manga focusing
Yeah,
on Nagi.
but you're expanding on Nagi's character, and at this point, now is when you show the awakening of all of the development you've been building up for the character. But even then, all right, I'm dipping because I gotta get started because my
yeah,
stuff
Yeah,
for
is.
sure.
yeah, you
I
go
want to
get
be up till
started on
4.
that.
All right, thank you
Uh,
guys again for inviting me, and I'll see you. Peace.
yes. Okay, guys, if you're here, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you sub to the channel. Lexio, you still good to go, or do you need to go as well?
Um, I'm good to keep going.
Cool. Then
I
we're
got
gonna
energy in
keep
the
going.
tank.
We're gonna keep going. We've got here the key anime asked, can we talk about how good Bachira was in the first episode? Is that the first episode of uh of Blue Lock, are you talking about the first game of the NEL?
Well, yeah, what are you? Can you specify a bit more? Because I'm assuming first episode of the anime, but you could also be like first episode of season 2,
But
in which
Bachira
I've not
didn't do
seen season
anything
2.
first episode of the anime.
I never watched season 2.
Oh, you mean season two?
I never watched season 2. In the first episode of the anime, I'm so confused as to what he means about first episode. Unless he's on about like
I reckon he's on about the first match of the
I was
NEL.
thinking maybe he was on about like the dormitory test
Hmm.
in which he was goated.
Yeah, but that wasn't first episode, was it? That was like second
No, but it
episode.
was close. It was like second or third,
Yeah,
which I could see the confusion on that.
and
It
again, that
might have
wasn't
been
like
first episode.
okay. Yeah, I mean, we can talk about that. How good Bachiro was in that episode.
I just want to
But
clarify that
Bach,
that's what he's talking about.
yeah, I'm not
It
too
could be a
sure.
number of things he's talking about.
Yeah,
Hot take,
I'm not too
Rin's
sure
performance was closer to a B than an S. In what?
in this
In
match.
P.X.G? No.
Yeah, in PXG versus Bastard.
No. Rin would have done so much more if, what's his face? Charles actually cared about him for the first half of the game.
Yeah, but he's
Rin was really just screwed by his surroundings on all front, and yet he still managed to make a monster on the pitch. So no, respectively.
I agree with him, to be fair. I agree that Rin was
What, that
more a
Rin's
B than an
performance is
S.
closer to a B?
I think
Why?
he's a I think he performed arse that game, to be fair. I don't think Rin was good at all in the match. Um, I think he could have been much better. I think the whole destroyer mode kills his sensibility in the match. He's very immature in that state. It does make him a much better dribbler, that's for sure. It does make him more aggressive, but aggression isn't always what you need. And I
Okay,
think
so
like
my question
I
is,
think like
Raito.
if you're wait, I think if you're on P.X.G at that time where Rin is in destroyer mode, you're you're not happy. I don't think it's a I don't think
Well,
the
here's
coach
the
is
thing.
happy. I don't think the players are happy with that play style.
Well, I've
And
got
I
a thing
think
I want to say
mhm,
or ask. Realistically, of all of the, yeah, of everything regarding sort of, also another thing, lost to Ikaguru twice and Shido got past him on first try. Who was Ikaguri on a team with when he first developed his militia dribbling? Who was the one who trained Ikaguri to learn his militia dribbling? It was Shido. As we know from episode Nagi, Ikaguri had militia dribbling in that game. He didn't have it prior to that game. So therefore the training has to have came from Shido. So Shido would obviously know how to dodge it. Because Ikaguri's militia dribbling hasn't really developed since then. It's the difference of Rin has never seen it, Shido knows its weaknesses.
mhm.
Also, you've got to bear in mind, for that entire game, Rin realistically had no high class players assisting him. He had There was Karasu, who was the best player who was actually trying to assist him. There was Nanase, who is an okay player trying to assist him. Zantetsu, who didn't perform all too well, but is alright. There was Tokumitsu, who performed absolutely god awful this game. And then there was
Mhm.
Charles, who for most of the game was just focused on Shido.
I mean, first
Rin
half
was
of the
doing
game.
really well despite these factors. You've got to remember that. Rin was basically
No, no,
facing
no.
the team with
I
a
disagree.
bunch.
I disagree. I think first half of the match, Rin had maybe one action, and that was when he grabbed Isagi to, front row seat type of thing. But I think the reason why Charles didn't want to pass to Rin was because Rin wasn't making the runs. So these egoist passes, they love to give difficult passes, and Rin wasn't making those type of runs for him to be challenged in a pass. Just like Hiyori said, I'm gonna pass to the best striker. Rin in that moment during the first half of that match was not the best striker. So Charles didn't have the will to pass to him.
No, he was. I don't think you can argue Rona wasn't the best
No,
striker.
he
Shido is
wasn't.
literally just someone
He
who
wasn't.
hangs at the goal and waits for passes.
Shido made a run without even looking. He made a run without even thinking he was
It's
gonna
not.
receive a pass. That
No, no. It's
those are
not
the
that Rin is. It's not that Shido's the better striker. It's that
no
Shido
no
is more
I'm not saying that.
desperate for the goal, I
No
think
no
is
no.
the reason.
It's neither. So for me, right, I could be wrong, but for me it was that Shido was making outside of the box movement, whereas Rin was not. And Charles, being Charles and being a passer, a top level passer wants to make the difficult pass. He doesn't want to make the simple pass, which Rin might have been in good positions for a simple pass, but Charles is gonna ignore that, just like Hiyori is gonna ignore that. Do you get
Yeah,
it?
I know. I'm just saying that I feel like you're being a bit disingenuous to Rin because the reason Rin performed so poorly was because his team was sort of working against him for the most part.
Uh, I mean, I know Charles for sure was working against him, but I understand why Charles
Honestly,
didn't want to pass to Rin. I understand
yeah,
why.
I'm not trying to say that Rin has an S-class performance. I'm just saying his performance was closer to a B than an S is it's a bit crazy to say. He definitely did do very
It
well.
wasn't an A performance though for me. It wasn't an A
I think it
performance.
was an A performance.
Really.
Yeah.
Ah. Well, Okay. I mean that's fair.
Compared to
That's fair.
most people on that pitch, who on here's something actually I want to
My
state.
my thing is, if
Who
Rin
on
didn't play that match,
PXG did better
I
than him?
think no, there's no player better than him, bro. But my
Yeah,
thing
no.
is, if Rin if Rin wasn't playing that match, I think PXG performed better.
Oh no, they don't.
I think they do. If Rin
Okay,
wasn't
here's
playing
a
that match, I
question I
think
really
they
need to ask.
performed better.
On of the actual players on the pitch, who is the
Mhm.
player, like on PXG specifically, which player do you think performed better than Rin
Mhm. Which which player performed better than Rin?
on PXG?
Charles performed better than Rin.
Charles made two
Um,
successful passes into goals and basically did
yeah,
nothing else for the rest of the
no,
game.
two assists
Rin managed to
is
get it down the
two
field quite a
assists
few
is
times.
all two assists, bro. Not two successful passes. Two assists, bro.
Yeah,
Charles
that's what I
performed.
meant.
He also took the ball off isagi. Took the ball off Hiyori. No, wait. He took the ball off Hiyori. Made a block on Kaiser Impact. Um, started plenty of counter attacks as well.
Okay.
Charles,
Who,
for me, Charles
yeah,
performed
you
better
are
than Rin.
correct there. Who else do you think played better than Rin?
Um, apart from Charles, no one really.
There's only
No
really
one.
one other name you can name that even played on the level of Rin,
Hmm.
and that's Karasu.
Yeah, Karasu is close.
Loki
Karasu
didn't
is
have enough
close.
time on the pitch to play that well. I'm going to
Yeah,
state this now. I feel
yeah,
like
for sure.
Master Strikers aren't in this conversation.
Loki did play well though when he came on. He
Yeah,
played really
I
well.
was expecting more from him, to be totally honest.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if he wanted to shoot, he probably could have. Um,
Yeah.
but I think
Take
Loki
out Rin
played
and you
really
make
well.
Isagi and Kai's. Yeah, no, that's the thing. Take out Rin, they don't perform better because here's the thing. Rin's not there. Kunigami is pretty much instantly on Shido.
Yeah,
And then Shido's shut down. Charles is not going to do shit because he has no strikers he'll want to pass to. And that sort of leaves your attacking options as Zantetsu, Tokumitsu, and Nanase. None of them are scoring at the NEL level. So it's really just a washout for the team if Rin's not there.
that's fair. But
They don't
I
win
do
with
think
Barou.
I do think that Kunigami he had to rest when what's his name Noah came on because Noah did state that he was running low on stamina and he had to rest. I think Kunigami would have would have burnt out and Shido would have kept going.
Yeah, but
And
the
so
thing
towards
I'm
the end of
stating is,
match,
I feel like
to
by the time Kunigami's burnt out, without Rin on the field, it's too late, and they have already managed to score 3 goals. Like Shido's
yeah,
definitely
that's
breaking
fair.
past at some point to score, but I feel
Hmm.
like it's ending 3-1.
Yeah, that could be true to be fair. Yeah,
I don't
because
think I think
Rin did
saying it's
stop the
because
first Kaiser impact and
Shido's
he stopped.
performance is underrated. No, it's not. Please explain what Shido did in that game. Besides the 1 goal he scored, what did he do?
uh, Shido's performance is underrated. I think towards like in the middle, Shido disappeared. But I think towards the end, Shido actually started performing again. He started playing. He was trying to make passes, trying to link up with Rin. Rin was just having none of it. Um, so I
Yeah,
don't
that's
think
because
like
Shido isn't that good.
I would have had Shido at a B. I would have I'd have Rin at a B plus. I just don't think it was even an A performance from
I
Rin.
will give it that now that I'm thinking back on it, I would probably give him an A minus or something.
Mm,
But I don't think he's going down to a B level for me. I
okay.
do want to state Shido is not even at a B for me. Shido's a C plus.
That's fair to be
He
fair.
got a
That's fair.
goal and basically did nothing else.
Yep.
Shido's scoring potential is through the roof. Shido has one of the best. He took out Kunigami from the game, scored the first goal, played well defense down the stretch. No, he didn't. He didn't take Kunigami out of the game. Kunigami consistently shut him down. It's actually kind of the opposite of what happened.
Yeah, that's true. Kunigami took
He
Shido out
did
of the
play
game.
defense, but at the same time, so did Rin. So did
Yeah,
Charles. So did Karasu. So many other people played defense and they did it better than him. The only thing he has that was a standout thing was the first goal. And at the end of the day, sweet, he got a goal. That's what he does. He's got one of the highest scoring. Would have scored if Rin passed the last attack.
that's
I
true.
don't think he would have.
Really?
Yes.
I think I
If Rin
think I
passed up,
think I think we know how well he shoots. I think he would have scored, to be honest.
do you think he's actually receiving the pass? Is the question.
No, he's not receiving a pass, obviously. But I think he would have scored if he did receive a pass there.
No, that's what I'm
Because
saying.
it was
If Rin
Kiora
made
was
the
on him.
pass, I don't think the pass is making it to Shido.
Mm,
That's what
really?
I'm trying to get at.
Or
It
you
doesn't
think
matter if
someone else
Rin
is
made the pass
getting
or
there?
not, because Shido's not getting there fast enough.
No, because Kunigami was far behind him. It was Kiora that was on him at that point. He shook Kunigami with the
Yeah.
pass, and it was Kiora that was on him. I think he gets past Kiora
What
though,
chapter is
because
this?
no, I couldn't tell you, man. Two, 3 chapters ago.
It's chapter 290, isn't it?
Yeah, maybe 290 or 291.
So yeah, you've got Nanase passes, Karasu passes, Antetsu passes. Charles gets the ball. He makes his killer pass. Shido
Hmm.
receives it, and then obviously Kunigami is there,
Yeah,
and you've got Kunigami is pressing him, and then Kiora blocks him off. Then you've got he passes it to Rin.
yeah.
Now you see the issue is yes, Kiora is the one on him, but I think the main issue is in this situation, you've got to remember what is Kiora known for?
What the break dancing?
It's his breakdancing and his low center of gravity.
But
I
to be
feel
fair,
like,
Kiora's
yeah,
Kiora's been in so many duels throughout the game and didn't win a single one.
true, but you've got to bear in mind that you've got Rin who's just received the pass, and obviously we see that Kiora is the one specifically on him. But
Hmm.
just because Kiora's on him doesn't mean Kunigami is not behind them.
Hmm. No, that's true. Kunigami might have come back in, but at
Because
that
you've
point
got the
when
fact
he
of
asked,
by the time Rin receives the ball, he takes a couple steps, and by the time he's taken those couple steps and really gained proper control of the ball, that's when
Mhm,
Kaiser comes crashing in. He doesn't have chance to pass until the Kaiser bit. And even if he did try and take the pass, Kaiser impact to knock it off course would have still happened.
okay,
And
okay.
because remember, they both went crashing to the floor when that happened, and then both struggled to get up whilst running. And then Yukimiya gets the ball. No matter what, even if Rin had went for the pass, it was never. Kiora is overrated. I agree. But what I'm saying is, given the situation, we've got to be very, very generous to say that Rin can make this pass, given the situation of being pressed by Isagi and now having Kaiser charge directly into him. Then
Hmm.
we're being even more generous to say that somehow the pass actually makes it to Shido. Then you've got to bear in mind, even if Shido takes his shot, there is still Kiora pressing him majorly. And as good as Shido is, I don't believe he's making that goal on Gagamaru with Kiora pressing him.
But I've seen Shido shrug off that big guy in the second selection, in the third selection. The one where that first goal where he spins around that guy and hits it first time.
Yeah, but you've got to bear in mind it's a case of Kyo. I'm not saying Kyo is stopping him. Shido is definitely shooting in that situation, but we've got to be very generous just for Shido to get to a position to shoot. But the issue is, Shido gets the ball, he
Hmm.
shoots, and in the position he's in, Gagamaru can very easily see him, and he's not very close to the goal. He's not in the goal box
Yeah,
or
he's
anything.
not close. Yeah,
He wouldn't be in the goal box because
yeah,
by the time he got to the goal box, there would have been enough time for Kiora to properly get in front of him or properly knock him off course. So by the time
Kyora's. I don't think
when
Kyora's
when you
doing much. Maybe Gagamaru, yes, but I don't think
yeah,
Kyora's
no,
doing
that's what
much.
I'm saying. He takes the shot, and I think Gagamaru, given the skill he's shown, could definitely block the
Yeah,
shot, if not just catch it outright.
yeah. I think Kunigami and Gagamaru are more likely to stop him in that point
Yeah,
than
no, all
Kiora
I'm
is.
saying is Kiora's doing enough to slow him down
Mm.
to allow Gagamaru and Kunigami the opportunity. That's what I'm trying to get at.
Okay, okay.
Kiora's literally just sort of giving Gagamaru and Kunigami a
Hmm.
slight buff that'll make them effective enough, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I don't think it leads to a goal, no matter how it happens. Especially since I don't even think it's going to lead to Shido receiving the ball, honestly. I feel like
Hmm.
because of who Shido is, he's going to, especially with it being Rin, who's related to Sai, Shido's going to assume it's a crazy pass and it's just going to be a normal pass, and Shido's going to fuck it up. Nobody stopped Shido's shot so far. Okay, and
But
that's because
I
Shido was
will I
shooting
would
from in the box. Shido wouldn't be
I
shooting from in the box in this situation.
I would say though, Loki did say that Shido misses too many shots when they did
That
their
is a good point.
evaluation. He did say
And he's
he
out of
said
the
that.
box, which the box is his main scoring zone.
Yeah.
That is something I need people to understand. He's likely not going to score because he's not in his golden zone. If he was in his golden zone at that moment, I would be on everyone's side saying Shido would have scored and the game would be over. But Shido wasn't in his golden zone. Shido
Hmm.
wasn't in the place where he could guarantee get that ball in the back of that net. I feel like there's
Yeah.
just as likely a situation where he knocks it off the post because he's too far away from the goal for his usual shot.
Yeah, for sure. I mean the more I think about it, the less likely I think he is to score because I do feel like there's other defenders, other people who will get back in time to stop him,
I
considering
think even Gagamaru can
considering
stop
he's
him if
not
he's outside the box.
yeah, considering he's not in the box, which we know that the box is his domain, unless he's hitting it
Yeah,
first time.
if he was in the
Unless he
fucking box, then of course he's scoring. I think there's no debate on that.
Okay, I've got a question.
Go on.
After this match, does Isagi surpass either Rin or Kaiser in your books?
In what sense? In scoring potential or in
No, as
overall?
in an overall player.
Yes, he's surpassed Kaiser as an overall player, and
Ooh, really?
I think here's the situation Isagi's reached. He's surpassed Rin in scoring potential.
Oh?
He's surpassed Kaiser as an overall player, but Kaiser has better scoring potential still, but Kaiser's trying to be a better overall player, whilst Rin is a better overall player, but is trying to gain more scoring potential. So I think he
Wait, so
has surpassed them in different
Rin is a
areas.
better overall player than Isagi, you think?
Yes, and Kaiser.
Okay.
I think as
Okay,
an
and by
overall
overall
player,
player, you mean like dribbling and passing
yeah,
and all
going
that
back
stuff.
on defense,
Right,
shooting, as
okay.
an overall, but I think in shooting stat, I do personally believe Isagi is better. Whereas against Kaiser, I think as a shooting
Mm.
stat, Kaiser's better, but as an overall player, Isagi has to pass Kaiser now.
Ooh, wow, okay. I mean, for me,
I
per personally, I would put Isagi on par with Kaiser right now. I think Isagi's on par with Kaiser. I think I would put
yeah
Rin
no
slightly above them because I think Rin
yeah
had
no
to
when I'm
fight. fight. I think the reason why Rin didn't look as good as he could have is because he had to fight both Isagi and Kaiser at the same time.
I really want to clarify when I'm saying that I think Isagi is surpassed Kaiser, I mean like barely surpassed Kaiser.
Okay.
And I think Rin is only like a couple points ahead of them, if that. Like I don't think
Yeah.
there's much between them
Yeah.
in overall player,
Same. Yeah. Same. Same.
but I do think that say if you were to take Rin is better than them both by like okay, if I were to give overall numbers to it, I'd say Rin would be a 95.
Mhm.
Isagi and Kaiser would both be 94s. But
Okay.
I think if you took decimals into account, Isagi would have a slightly higher decimal.
Slightly
That's
above
literally all I'm saying.
Kaiser. Yeah. I.
Yeah, than
I
Kaiser.
actually.
That's how I feel
Actually,
it's
I
currently
would
set up.
agree. I would agree. Like Isagi edges over Kaiser. I think
Yeah,
if it
I'm
was
not saying
what.
like Isagi's worlds ahead of him. I'm saying he's just barely.
Yeah. Yeah. I think. But the funny thing is, I think in a matchup between Kaiser and Rin is more even than a matchup between Isagi and Rin. I think like a
Oh,
one-on-one
definitely.
between Isagi and Rin, I think Rin wins outright, whereas Kaiser and Rin is closer. But at the same time, Isagi, for me, I would put him just slightly above Kaiser.
Yeah, honestly, I
Yeah,
agree. Once
yeah.
again, I feel like the only player in shooting specifically, in like pure scoring potential, I think there's only one player who has a higher scoring potential than Kaiser that
Hmm.
we've seen enough from. Like obviously people like Noel Noah and Loki, they'll probably have higher scoring potential. But I mean like people I believe we've seen enough from. And the only player
Okay.
I think has a higher scoring potential than Kaiser is Shido.
Really? Shido.
Yeah. Put Shido in the box, he has the highest scoring potential of any character we've seen.
Hmm. But Kaiser
The
has
issue
that
is,
predator eye. Ooh, that was
yeah, no,
one
I
thing I
think the
was.
issue is
Hmm.
Shido is not competing very highly on any of his other stats. I think he's just purely everything into shooting.
Into
I think that's a
shooting.
big issue with Cheeto.
Fair, fair. But he
I feel
doesn't
like
have
he's gonna have
long.
like
He doesn't have.
85
Do
in
you think
most
he
of
has?
his stats and then like 97 in shooting.
But do you think he has long range shooting though? I know he did the Big Bang Drive, but that was into an empty net. Do you think he has long range shooting like a barrel or a ring?
I think Shido has circumstantial long range shooting.
What?
I think
As
Shido
in
is
goalkeeper have to
starting.
be away.
No, no, I mean, like, he could shoot against a goalkeeper, but I mean, I don't think he could shoot if he's getting pressed from a distance.
Okay,
You could press him as
okay.
much as you want in that box, I think he's scoring. But if he's
Hmm.
out of the box, I think he is only really scoring if he doesn't have to worry about people pressing him.
Yeah,
If someone's even close to pressing him, I don't think he's scoring because I think it's too much enclosed for him.
yeah. Okay. All right. So I was the other one, the other question I was gonna ask, and then I think we'll wrap it up. Uh, do you think Isagi could get Predator Eye? Because I know
We had this discussion.
there's no well we had it in terms of IQ. Um.
Yeah, no, but what I was more specifically saying is we had this discussion last week about how it's sort of either Predator Eye or
Mhm.
Metavision. I still believe there are certain characters who will be able to somehow access both.
I think more characters. I think once we get into the bigger stage, we'll see more characters with both. I don't think
I
it's,
think IQ will get both. I'm still firmly in the boat. I believe IQ will get both. I
but I
do actually believe that Isagi will not get Predator Eye.
really. because
Yes, I feel
cause
like he's way too focused on the big picture for Predator Eye.
that's fair. That's fair. Because for me, I do think he could get it. I wouldn't be. I'll say it like this: I wouldn't be surprised if if Isagi did get it, because he knows the
Yeah,
concept of both. He knows the
the reason
concept
I think
behind both.
Aiku, yeah, the reason I think Aiku could get both is one reason and one reason only. Nico has
Hmm.
metavision, and I do believe Lorenzo will have Predator Eye.
Okay,
I see Aiku
but
as a
I
very large sort of mix between the two of them.
mm,
He's got that attentiveness and that awareness of Nico, but he's also got that precision and analysis of Lorenzo.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I feel like he's a very strong case, in my opinion, for potentially getting both as a defender.
I think
But yeah, no, I think Isagi's just going to have metavision.
I'm I'm also under the impression that IQ can get both. I would understand Isagi just having metavision because that's his thing. Like that's completely his thing.
Yeah,
But much like how Kaiser has both, I wouldn't be surprised if Isagi has both. And I get the whole restriction and whatnot, but
yeah, no,
we
I
know
think
that Isagi is a guy that adapts. So if he's in a restrictive environment, he's not one to run away. He's one to adapt to it.
honestly, I think Isagi. The only reason I don't think Isagi will have metavision, not metavision, Predator Eye, is because I do genuinely believe Isagi is going to have the strongest metavision in the series by the end, like of
Yeah,
all time. So
yeah.
I don't think he's going to have it split between both, because I think his metavision is just going to be purely that good.
Hmm. When it comes to other characters that would get Predator, I think Chigiri's up there. I think Kunigami's up there.
Chigure?
Yeah,
Sorry?
Chigiri and Kunigami. I'll put them up there for candidates for Predator.
I've got someone, that I personally put above Kunigami. I'm stating that I think
Kunig
Chigiri
who
and Bachara,
Bachira. Okay,
I could see
okay, that's
Bachara
fair.
having Predator Eye, especially with like 1v1 dribbles.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's true. That's true. You think he'll use it in a dribbling sense?
Yeah, I think he's going to use it to sort of find the perfect way to get past people. And I can 100% see him using it, being the ultimate troll and like megsing people over and over again,
Hmm.
just completely embarrassing them.
But what would be the next stage for Metavision? Dub piece asks. Because that's a tough one. Because already the way Metavision has evolved so far for Isagi has been adding the pieces such as egocentrism, such as the world types, the ego types.
Hello.
So
Sorry about that.
oh yeah. So that piece asks. Oh wait, are you? Let me put you on the. Oh no, you're already in there.
Yeah.
So that sorry, that piece asks what's the next stage for Metavision? And I was saying that so far the way Isagi's evolved his Metavision to be beyond other players is adding in aspects such as um, egocentrism, the
Yeah.
ego types, um, all those type of stuff. So I think it will just he'll just further his understanding like that. And I don't
Of
think it's
players
gonna
and
be
play styles.
yeah, it's gonna be a thing where he just the more information he has, not only about certain players, but about certain ways of play, the more he adds to his puzzle pieces there, the more he's gonna be able to use the meta vision to his advantage. I think metavision is something that you use to your advantage rather than something that is like a power up in itself. Because once we hit the world stage, once we hit the World Cups, a lot of players are gonna have metavision at that point.
Yeah,
So so it's about your understanding of the game and understanding of other players on the pitch that's gonna set you apart from others.
I think this is where I'm gonna call it Raito. I
Yeah,
I
no
think I've
worries.
run it, you know.
So yeah, we'll wrap it up here. Um, Emerald A says Nico uh deserves
This
more love
guy,
than what the
this
author
guy,
has given to him. I agree. Uh, I definitely agree. But yeah, we're
this is
gonna
a
wrap it
smart
up.
man.
Yeah. So we're gonna wrap it up there, guys. Thank you so much for participating, for joining in. Thank you for the comments and the questions. If you haven't already liked the video, subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to Lexio Black Moon as well. His handles on the
Yo,
description. But
yeah.
but yeah, we're gonna be back next week, same time, 10:30 p.m. UK time. Uh, but yeah,
I'll
thank
be
you
back.
guys for joining in. See you, Zero Slayer. See you, Emerald Ace, Dub Peace. Um, see you, Zoro. All you guys, and yeah, until next time, please take care and God bless.